Hey guys, what is up, and welcome back to another episode of Theory of Everything with me, Shadowlance, because you all love me, you're back. Today I have a very interesting, kind of mathy topic for you, but I'm going to try to make it less mathy and more interesting. It's kind of physicky too, so I mean, I'm a physics minor, what can I say? But I think you guys are going to be interested with this. The first part might be boring, but at the very end I think you guys are really going to like what I have to say, so please try to stick through the video. Bear with me, I'll try to make it as short and painless as possible. Well, actually, since I'm a sadist, I'll make it painful, but either way. So basically, this is over light properties. Light shares properties of both particles and waves. It's very, very unique. There's not, I don't think, any other non-spatial substances that we know of that do that. Light waves can refract and reflect. I can't speak either. So you can refract it if you were to put it through like a glass prism or a crystal prism. You can get the color spectrum. I really can't speak today. And if you see it in a mirror, you can see yourself in a mirror. If you put yourself into a convex mirror, you're going to look a lot bigger because it just removes. It splits light wave, not splits, but it like scatters light rays. So it looks bigger. And if you like look in the funny mirrors at the amusement park, that's why you see that kind of stuff. So light can be split into two components, sine and cosine waves. Sine represents energy and cosine represents electromagnetic spectrum. Now, electromagnetics can also be split into two things, the electrical components and the magnetic components. So basically, if you were to look at the picture that I have there on screen, on the left-hand side, that's the combination of both. And on the right-hand side is when you split it into sine and cosine. Now, I kind of screwed up when drawing the sine one, so you can see a little bit of it scribbled out there on the upper left. But basically, it splits into those two components. And they're on different axes. It's incredibly strange. The sine and cosine components are not up and down on the same dimensional graph. They are on actually 90-degree angles to each other. So if you look at the solid lines versus the dotted lines, they're actually at 90-degree angles from each other. They are not on the same plane, which is very strange. That's another thing that we don't know about light and why that happens. Because every other kind of wave we've ever split before does have it on the same plane, which is very strange. So light also has this strange, unexplained property that if one of the split waves, sine or cosine, flip, the other one does instantaneously, regardless of the separation distance. They can be 10 billion miles apart. You flip one, and instantaneously the other one will flip. This can be used to well, actually, I'll come back to that in just a second. First, I want to say there is another property of light which is also kind of unexplainable. These properties that I've already stated with the flipping and the sine and cosine, it's only observable while you're looking at it. No one can explain this either. Basically, these properties are only there to observe while you're looking at them. Even if you look at it, let's say you try to record data of something when you're not directly looking at it, the machine will not record anything until you start looking at it. It's incredibly strange. It sounds like magic. It might as well be because no one can explain it right now, but it's only there to observe when you can see it. Now, maybe part of the reason that is because your eyes can act as mirrors or reflectors, and there might be something there that we have yet to discover that's actually emitting those for us to observe and machines to observe. So it's very strange, and there's a lot more you can look into it. I don't know a whole lot about it myself, obviously. I'm just spouting out what I know already and drawing my own conclusions and stuff. That's why this is called Theory of Everything, not Shadowlance Knows Everything. So, anyway, the whole point is you can Google that as much as you want. You probably won't find a whole lot, but what you do find may be kind of useful. So, anyway, going back to what I was going to say before, there's something that me and some of my college buddies are working on. Is that we thought we could use this kind of flipping, the flipping that I mentioned earlier, when one flips, the other one flips too, to transmit data. Think about fiber optic cables. Think about sending an infinite amount of data, no matter how big. It can be every video YouTube has at the speed of light. Because the flip is instantaneous, it happens instantaneously. It happens infinitely. You can send an infinite amount of data because if it's instantaneously, whatever you want to call it. Instantaneous, whatever, property. And then there's the speed of light, which is just denoted as c whenever you see it, like E equals mc squared, c is the speed of light. So basically, if you look at that, you can transmit however much data you want at that speed, which I believe is 3.0 times 10 to the 8th meters per second, if I do remember correctly. And basically that whole infinite amount of data, think about being able to send everything on your computer, everything Google has, all the porn on the internet, everything 4chan has ever had posted, which is actually not as much as I thought, all at once to another location instantaneously. Now, we have a whole lot of other ideas that back this up, so it may sound completely unreasonable, and you're right at a glance, even I would say it was bullshit, but because of all the other data and research we put into it, we are currently on a pretty good track for getting this finished, and hopefully it will go well. Once again, it's just a prototype, so we're still working on stuff. But I just thought you guys would really enjoy that, and it's kind of an interesting topic, so I hope you guys would enjoy that. Thank you for watching this episode and putting up with my crap speech for today. I apparently can't speak for some reason, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Shadowlance out.